Aloha friends, I wanted to share with you guys today a video concerning my my little herb garden. Now I have this large bay window in my kitchen, and it is basically the only place in the house that gets a lot of sunlight. And so I wanted to add some herbs in here, and these herbs, mint, basil, and parsley, were all bought over at Trader Joe's, and they were just a small little container of $1.99 each. And these two, the basil and the mint, I've had them for about 2.5 months now. The parsley I've had for about 2 weeks. And first of all, let me talk to you guys about how I planted it. I repotted it into my dollar store pots and then my IKEA pots. The reason that I'm talking about this is one of you guys, one of my friends, was asking if I can show how I replant it or repot it, because I did a haul of the parsley one on my Trader Joe's haul last night. So I wanted to go ahead and take the time now to go ahead and share with you guys how I did it, and I think how it's working out, because I do live in North Seattle, Washington. We are barely getting any sun right now, so whatever I did is, you know, kind of working for the fact that it doesn't get a lot of sun and it gets very cold in here. Okay. So first of all, like I said, it came in a very small $1.99. I think it was like the size of this when I first bought it. And as you guys can see, it had tripled in size. And not only that, I constantly trim it down, because especially with the mint, I'll show you guys really quick how I do it. So with the mint, I usually, and you guys can tell that it's regrowing over here on this side. So what I do with the mint is I get it at an angle, usually at the tip. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then I'll cut at an angle. Nice sharp cut. I don't use my finger to pinch it, because then I don't think that will enable it to regrow again. And so I just go to the very tip one, usually the very highest one. So I know that that's already in full bloom. And then I'll cut it. And then I only use whatever I need for the day. And this is always going, I always use this for my my water. Ice water with mint and lemon cucumber is always what I go for. But I trim it down. So I go like that. I know that's something that I also need to do. Okay, the other thing is I put these bamboo skewers to help it stand upright. Because as you guys can tell, this is not a weak plant or stem right here. It's actually very strong, very sturdy, very thick. It's just growing outwards. Okay. So that, I think the bamboo skewer helps it out a lot. And then plus me trimming it down actually helps it to grow. Another thing is that when I transplanted it, when I repotted it, I added about a good potting soil mix 3/4 of the way through, and then I created a funnel. So I pushed the new soil to the side, and then I went ahead and took the plant out of the Trader Joe's plastic container, put it into the middle. Before I did that though, this is my secret, and I think it is working a lot. So I got a couple of eggshells, and these eggshells, I don't know if it was Martha Stewart that I learned this from, decades ago. I want to say when she was still having her little show. But I crumpled this up, okay? And once I created my funnel, I put this into the bottom part of the funnel. So don't put it at the very bottom. I didn't. Maybe you can. But I created a funnel first. And then once the soil got pushed to the side of the pot, I added these crushed eggshells. I added about 2 of them. I saved a couple of eggshells throughout the week when I was making scrambled eggs for my kids. And then once I put the eggshells in, that's when I put the plant from Trader Joe's on top of them. And then I went ahead and worked the soil around, and if I needed to add more soil, I went ahead and added so. And my soil is not touching the rim of the pot. It's like about maybe 1 inch or 2 down. And then also I just watered this. So maybe this is another thing, but this pot does not have a drainage hole. So what I do is I make sure that I keep an eye on it. When I water it, very lightly water. So when you water, you don't want something streaming down like that. When I water, it's barely any water like this. So I'm gonna redo it, but I'm basically watering it ever so gently and then also washing down the leaves. But I've already watered this down maybe 15 minutes ago and there's still excess water. So what I do is I just tilt it to the side and let all the water, excess water, come out. And then I put it over a paper towel. And then what I'm going to do today, it's going to be a sunny day. So instead of just leaving it out by the bay window, which is actually okay, it's getting enough sunlight, I leave it outside for a few hours knowing that there's sun out there. So that's how I've been taking care of my herbs. Another thing though is to help it out, like I've talked about this, I trimmed this down because I actually use it. But my basil, look how beautiful and full my basil is. Again, it has not even tripled. I think it has quadrupled in size. And I believe it was just like that. But look how blossoming it is. So what I'm going to do to help it grow more, you're supposed to trim it actually to make it grow more. So I'm going to cut it at an angle right there. Take it to the tip. There. Where I know that the leaves are starting to wilt down because I know that they're older leaves. And then to the sides, like these brown ones, I'm gonna go ahead and help that by cutting it down. I've been growing basil for about, 3 years now. I love the smell of it. I add it onto our homemade pizza. The kids love it. They add a couple of leaves to their pesto, even to the pesto sauce. I think I have a video here of how the kids make their pizza. Okay, that. Now let's go to, and I do the same thing of watering it. And if there's excess water, I just go ahead and drain it. But I did the same thing here as far as the eggshells. And what you can also do, if you don't feel like it's growing a lot, then even though you didn't pot it or repot it with the eggshells in there, I still add a little bit of eggshells. Because eggshells has a lot of calcium in it, it will help the plants grow. Okay, there you go. I don't think it's gonna hurt any at all. Okay. Now, isn't that beautiful? The leaves are just so full in bloom. And then if you guys can see, they're not limp at all. They're very healthy leaves. Now let's go talk about our parsley. Now this parsley was only repotted 2 weeks. I bought it 2 weeks ago. Well, no, we're going on a week and a half now with my parsley, and it is blossoming beautifully. It's growing. I can tell that it's growing because it's a bit higher than how I measured it from the beginning. But I have with this one, because when I replanted it, it drooped down to the side. So I got some skewers, and then I added it onto as close as I can to the root, so that it helps support it. And it is also doubling up in size. And I added the same thing. I did the eggshells, and I almost forgot to put the eggshells, so I put it towards the end when I was just adding the topsoil. So what I did is I added the eggshells in there, and then I just pushed it down with my fingers. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of how I'm making my herb garden work for me, and I hope you guys have learned a little bit, and hopefully it's working out for you as well. As always, thank you guys for visiting A Simply Simple Life. Mahalo.